With somebody like you doing in a place like this? Say, did you come along?
Hello everybody, and today we're going to be making some pork shoulder with pasta. You're going to need parsley, some garlic salt, some pasta sauce, any flavor, any style, some mushrooms, they're optional, and some chopped onions. With some of your elbow macaroni or any macaroni, butter or margarine, and pork shoulder. When you buy this at the store, you'll have to cut it up into small chunks. And here we have a skillet, and you're gonna put your butter and turn it onto medium heat. And you want the butter to melt. And you can stir the butter around if you would like to get it everywhere. Here we're going to add the garlic salt into the butter with the parsley and chopped onions, and they're all gonna go into the butter in the pan, and you'll have to stir them around after you added the spices. And you can put as much or as little of any of these spices in there. It's all up to you. And here we're gonna add in your pork shoulder. You can do 1, 2, or 5. Just make sure you have an even amount, you could say. Here we're gonna get a pot of water and put it on medium to high heat. And put a cover on it so it can boil. And here we have the pork shoulder roast, and you're gonna want it to get nice and brown on one side, and then you're gonna turn it. And that one was ready to turn, but the other one, since it was just a little thicker, needed some more time. And here I'm just turning it. And here is where we're gonna put them on their sides and brown those sides, because right now what we're doing is browning all the sides to get it nice and crispy. Then we're gonna put them in the oven, but that's not till a little later. And that little piece, I got it all brown and I set it aside. And you just want all these sides to be nice and brown and crispy to have a nice edge. See, and I took that little piece off, set it aside, and it's okay to set it aside. And remember, we're just browning these. Here I am putting them in the oven. You want it to get a 350 degree heat. And let it preheat. And these are going in for 15 minutes to start off. Then you're gonna want to check them. Here you have your water boiling. Now you're gonna add your pasta noodles, macaroni noodles, any kind of noodles. Here I'm adding my elbow macaroni noodles. And you're just gonna put it in a boiling pot of water. And you wanna stir constantly but occasionally, because you don't want it to stick to the bottom and you don't want it to clump. So you have to do it constantly but not like every second. And here I'm just stirring it so it doesn't stick. And you'll have to do it until it's al dente. And here I'm going to take the pork shoulders out of the oven and see if they're done. And all you have to do to see if they're done is to cut them open. So here I'm taking them out. And they might be done or they might not be done. You just have to check and see. You start with 15 minutes and go up as you need to make sure they're all done. And here I'm just cutting them open to see if they're done. That one, it's not done yet. And you just want to cut them in half. That one is done. Once they're white in the middle, you want to take them out and put them off to the side, either in your microwave or somewhere to keep nice and warm. But what you want to do with the ones that aren't cooked, put them on the side you just sliced that's towards the pan so they get nice and brown when they're in the oven. Here I'm just draining my pasta noodles or macaroni noodles, some sort of noodles. And you can just do it like with the lid, or you can dump them out like I did. And you're just gonna rinse the water off and then put them back in your pot. See, here I'm just shaking some of the water out from all the noodles. Here I didn't add all the noodles because I had a lot of them, and if I put them all in and added the pasta sauce, it wouldn't work so good. So I'm adding the pasta sauce and the mushrooms, but you don't need the mushrooms. And then I'm just gonna stir them together. And after I stir them together, I will add the rest of the noodles back. And you're just gonna have to stir those noodles in. If you had any leftover noodles that weren't in. And you just want to stir it till it's all combined and everything has just blended in well. Here I'm adding the rest of the noodles. You might want to use your spoon because they might stick together. And you want to be very careful if your pot is about to overflow. And then you just want to stir them all together. After you stir them, you're going to want to plate it. So what I would do is get a plate, put your noodles on it, Then put your meat on top, just like this. And the meat is delicious if you just follow these steps. It's simple, easy, quick, and cheap. Have a good day. Bye.